One of my clients was recently told by an extremely senior executive that she doesn't sell herself very well. So we've been working on how to stand apart in meetings and in moments where your background is coming up internally in ways that are not arrogant or seem extremely self serving, but also paint a picture of who you are. And what we've locked in on comes much of it inspired by Chip and Dan Heath's book, Made to Stick. We talk about having sticky moments. I want to share with you a couple moments that we've created that meet the standard of being sticky. First, let's talk about that standard. To me, the sticky standard means that when somebody who encountered this moment in their day goes home and chats with their significant other about the day, this is the moment they tell about. They say, yeah, this person I talked to today, you wouldn't believe it. When she was over in Thailand, she got stuck on a motorcycle in a monsoon and had to ride 50 miles. She told all about how that happened and ended up having some footage that was really interesting to see. Okay, so whatever it was that stuck, we want that to sort of infect this person's brain and be the thing that they remember as an anchor point. What's really interesting is when you succeed at landing a sticky moment, most of the rest of what you said becomes more memorable. When you fail to land a sticky moment, it's harder to remember the other things that you said. It really does serve as an anchor to the conversation. So how do you create these sticky moments? First of all, knowing the standard is really key. But second of all, you want to use imagery. Imagery, taste, sound, but especially imagery, does a fantastic job of laser etching in the mind something that they're going to see and is going to stand for the whole thing later. So we want to use pictures if we're using slides, or verbally paint pictures if we're speaking. So I want to tell somebody about this thing that happened that was a significant moment in my career or a significant problem that I solved. I need to paint the picture of what happened. Here's what that looks like in a weak way. Well, we saved millions of dollars by problem solving on an account. Well, you can't figure out the picture of what that was. We saved $1 million through the negotiation with 3 executives in the room who walked in and said that their deal was the only deal that they were willing to sign. We did that by asking them some key questions about other vendors that they had done this with before and how that had worked out, and plotting that in some financial models. When we showed this back to them, they almost had to self-persuade their own deal to change terms that were more favorable to us. Now we're telling the story. It says the same thing. We negotiated and problem solved and saved $1 million, but it tells a little bit about the mechanics of what happened. You get this picture of there being 3 executives in the room and them having a stern face and saying, this is the only way that it's going to be, and then having to do some calculations because of questioning. That helps it be sticky. So we want to use visual. The third element is to use storyline. So storyline is where we start our journey towards a destination by not having what we need. And as things get hard, we come up with something, or some wise sage gives us a tool or a power-up that we're able to use to solve the problem, defeat the drama, go through the trough of despair, and finally get to the end. That can happen in just 30 seconds. Well, there I was, stuck in this situation, and I ended up getting advice to do this other thing, and here's how that worked out. And ultimately, even though we thought it was going to be this, it was that. Ooh, these storylines are very simple, but they pull on the human emotion in a way that grips us and invites us into the image, almost like we're experiencing it. That's another way to be more sticky. So zooming all the way out, some of the things we came up with were not just photography and storytelling of the stories through a storyline, which we did, but we actually decided, let's be even more creative. Let's look and find something a little out of left field. And that's my final tip for you, is to have something that's also a surprise. We ended up using AI for some suggestions because it's trending hot right now and sort of fun. So we went and tested some Midjourney image production of the scenario that the client is talking about. And we ended up saying, let's try a poem from ChatGPT and working back and forth to make a short poem. And we looked at the slide template that they had given us and came up with some funny things to put on the slide deck that changed it, but made it stay recognizable. The funniest one was they had this kind of bathroom sign that looks like a male bathroom that you're supposed to put your face on as you talk about yourself in this big annual review. And so we decided to put a skirt on the male bathroom sign to kind of make it be funny and stand apart, because my client is a woman and she's doesn't fit the male bathroom sign model. It's sort of a cheeky, lighthearted change of pace. So these sort of surprises are also going to help her be really sticky next time she's called on to sell herself, without what we think of, I think, when we hear that phrase, sell yourself, which is somebody earnestly persuading you that they're better than other people. No, you don't need to do that. Instead, you need to focus on being sticky by letting some key stories and examples really come to light so that they are the thing that is the conversation piece when that person who's talking to you goes home.